Cheers.
Cheers. What's up, guys? Erin McClendon here with the fantastic Sarah Morey.
Hey, y'all.
We are actually in her office at Lucky Money Entertainment, and this used to be Chris Stapleton's office.
Yes, this used to be the room that he would write in. He wrote a lot of songs that y'all probably know,
Which is
here.
very cool. She mentioned, like, if the walls could talk in this building, they would have a ton of stories to tell, because a lot of hit songs have been written, not just in this room, in a bunch of other rooms. So that's really cool to start off.
Yeah, we're in a really cool spot here on Music Row, so I'm so glad that you came here to join me and do this video. I'm so excited to get to chat and talk about the showcase. I can't wait to play Music on the Move showcase. Erin has put together such a cool show and such a cool lineup, so I'm really excited.
Well, thank you. I'm very excited. I love putting this together. And this is the first time we've ever done something like this, where I interview the artists. We talk about what we're drinking or what, and we do a bunch of different promo stuff. But it's been super fun for me. I don't know if it's fun for you yet.
No, it's been a blast. I'm so honored to be a part of it, and I love all the fun promo. This is great. I've never drank tequila for show prep before. Normally that's after the show, so this is great.
Or right before, like me.
Right, exactly. Or during. You can have it during the show.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, okay, so why don't you talk a little bit about Lucky Money Entertainment? Because that's how I met you initially.
That is how we met. So the reason we're in this cool room with all the history from Chris Stapleton and so many hit songs is because of Lucky Money. So Lucky Money is a song company that I own and started, and I'm just so thankful to be able to, run that and pursue, the business side of the music industry, which I'm very passionate about, as I know you are too, and get to do that while also full-time doing the artist thing and pursuing my artist career and my songwriting career. I do get to write in these rooms up here all the time, which is awesome, but our office is in this building, and so that's why we're in here. And Lucky Money is like a record label, but we're structured a little bit different than your typical record label, because I started it and I am an artist, and so I structured
I think I know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, I structured it a bit differently, and it is just a blast to see it do its own thing. It's much bigger than any one person. It's definitely a lot bigger than me or any single artist that's involved. And Callie, the one that gave us these awesome cups for today, in honor of my favorite holiday, Halloween, she's my vice president and she's great, so shout out to Callie. But yeah, you guys can check out Lucky Money. We're Lucky Money Entertainment, and we're all over the internet, so you can check us out
everywhere on the internet, just like Music on the Move Studios.
Yes.
And running a business and also being a full-time artist, that is stressful enough in and of itself.
Thankfully, I get asked, I'm sure you get asked this a lot too, doing what you do, and I get asked a lot, are you more focused on one or the other, or how do you balance it, and that kind of thing. And I think that both of our ventures and our artist careers are good examples of how these things actually can really help feed each other, where you're not so much having to choose between them. I mean, time management's always a thing, regardless of if you are, fronting different ventures, but I think that doing both things, especially in my case, being an artist and having this company, what my company does is we get songs heard, and that's really the whole motto of the company, and that's everything that we do is to that goal. And so obviously the whole reason I started it and how it continues to work with my artistry is because it gets my own songs heard, way more than what I personally would have ever dreamed of without some sort of entity that's bigger than me. And so it just helps, the two things help each other. And me being an artist and a writer, I get to write here with a lot of the artists that work with Lucky Money, and I write with them, and then we all get to work together on the release process, on strategy and playlisting and all the fun marketing things that go along with getting a song heard. But yeah,
marketing is it's not my strong suit, which is why I'm thankful there are people like you where it is your strong suit. So
thank you. And Lucky Money does live events, but these live events that Music on the Move does, that Erin does, are so special and unique, and definitely not my strong suit either, to be doing what you're doing. Ours happen like weekly writers rounds and things like that. So much fun in Nashville, but it takes a special skill set to organize a ticketed event and put together a curated lineup of people and make it something that people talk about, that they want to come to. And so I think that is awesome, and an example of how the artist stuff complements the business stuff. I mean, you know, you are playing with the Hellcats, so your band at the show, and lending your band to the artists, you know, as a house band. So it all just is so helpful, you know, for...
It is. It's one of those things where it's like, what, like you said, the balancing act of the business side versus the artist side. To me, it's like when one rises, the other one rises with it. So I don't see the problem in having both.
Ever. I never see... We are swervers, y'all. We swerve. We don't pick a lane. That's my word, and that's what you are. And I love seeing other swervers in town. Like, so many of the, you know, people in Nashville, if y'all are, like, Music Row industry fans and, like, read Music Row magazine and follow who runs these companies, they're all swervers. Every single one of them is, like, you know, wearing multiple hats, crossing creative and business lines. And so I love doing all of that, and I'm really thankful for the community that comes. Nashville's all about community and
absolutely
teamwork and people. And so that's why these things work, because they're bigger than just ourselves. So it's good, and that's what Lucky Money is. So
so cheers to that.
Cheers. We are hardworking boss babes.
Yes. And hard playing as well. My cup
That's
says
right.
Here for the booze. And
Yes.
a little ghost on it. It's so cute.
Y'all, Erin was like, we're gonna make your favorite drink, and I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I needed to like really make something in the kitchen. I was like, I don't actually really like make things in the kitchen, and I just, when I thought about drinks, I was like, I really just like tequila, and I was like, I guess I'll just make myself a little tequila pour. I'll just pour myself some tequila, and we just mixed it with some soda. So
which y'all know is my go-to, so I was fine with it.
I'm very thankful that she did this with me in the middle of the day. This is great.
Okay, so this is kind of like a joke amongst Southerners, as you are a Southerner, as am I, but when you said the word swerve, I was like, let's talk about that state of Florida that you're from.
Yes, I am from Florida,
and the notorious driving.
Yeah, oh Lord. I feel like Tampa and Nashville as cities, to me, have a lot of similarities, I think, like just as cities, like in and of themselves, because I don't know what the population comparison is, but they feel to me like they're similar sizes.
Well, they're definitely like big small towns.
Yeah.
The longer you live there, the smaller it gets.
Yeah, and
because you run into the same people.
Yes, definitely, like when you're from there.
What I wanted to talk about was, like you were about to bring up, Tampa and Nashville together. Like, is there a music scene in Tampa? And we know there's a music scene in Miami, obviously. But somewhere like Tampa, like, how did you end up here? How did you end up a country singer coming from Tampa?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the country part came, I would say, from my mom. My whole family, at least like my mom and my dad, and then both sets of my grandparents were all from that like Tampa area, or at least had lived there for a while, before I was born. But my mom is technically from a place called Auburndale, and that's the same place that Bobby Braddock is from, and he's an awesome, amazing songwriter that has done great things in town. But Auburndale is a very small town.
Sounds like
very tiny, and it's very southern, and kind of it's got its like hillbilly vibes. And so my mom's side of the family is definitely kind of Auburndale based, which Auburndale is only like, it's got to only be like 40 minutes like from Tampa, probably. It's not far. It's in between Tampa and Orlando, so like on that drive you pass it. And so I get my country from that. Okay. But because Tampa's a city, so I always have that like contradiction about like, oh, I'm a city girl, but I also like feel like I'm a country girl too. And so I have like both of those. It's because I had the like country in my raising with my mom and her parents.
Small town's a small town. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah. And they raised me on a lot of country music, and they had their Auburndale accents, so sometimes I say my words funny because they say their words funny.
Okay, the word O-I-L, how do you say it?
Oil?
Oh.
Oh, ol. Yeah. Do you say it like that?
I say ol.
Ol.
My husband's from Syracuse, New York, and so he's like, oh yeah, we gotta wait for the water. He's like, what's the water doing? I'm like, he's like, boiling. I'm like, it takes so much effort for me to say boil and oil.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no Y in that word. Why would I put a Y in there? It's ol.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point.
Which I'm sure from like Auburndale, you've heard it.
Yes, they say that. I mean, my mom's mom would always say, like, winder. And like,
close the
winder. And like, my mom sometimes has a habit of, and like my granny did too, and my pop, all the, from that side of the family would do, like, put an A at the end of words and an O. So like, macchiato, like not a macchiato, it's a macchiato, you know, it's a
so
tomato.
Most of my family is from Georgia, but also my mom's dad's side of the family was from Florida, Haines City, actually. And so I'm very familiar with the Southern Florida accent.
Yeah, it's a Southern Florida accent, and my mom grew up with like a pet cow. We don't know what happened to it, but
I don't know if we have time, but I have so many questions. Is your mom coming to the showcase?
She wants to. She lives in Florida with my dad, but
okay. What's your mom's name?
Larita.
Larita. I have questions about your cow. Please come prepared.
Yes, it's great. She'll be so thrilled that we're talking about her cow. But she grew up like kind of in this farmland in Auburndale, and I did not. But I grew up with that like culture and that like influence. So that's where the country comes from. And then Tampa, the music scene in Tampa, actually was perfect for what I was doing growing up in high school and middle school. I mean, I decided I would do this very young when I was 7, and I went to a normal elementary school. I went to like, that's when I was starting to write songs, was when I was in elementary school, and I just went to the neighborhood elementary school in my backyard. I would just walk there, but I didn't really fit in there because I was writing songs and trying to sing them, and people were like, that girl's weird. And so I started going to performing arts schools. Tampa has, like Hillsborough County schools have these public performing arts schools in the county, which was so cool, like that they have that and that they give resources to that. And so I started doing that in middle school and into high school. So that was cool, like education-wise, to be able to do that with my days growing up and like focus on music and be surrounded by creative people. So that helped a lot, like with, you know, my early start with all of it. And then the music scene, the local music scene in Tampa, they have a really awesome local radio station, WMNF 88.5, and they used to do a festival for the radio station called Tropical Heatwave, and that was the first you know, festival that I think I ever played, was that one. And then they have Gasparilla down there in Tampa with the Pirates, and they do the Gasparilla Music Festival, and I played that in high school. And they have a massive, now it's way bigger than what it was, but it was already big, but a Hard Rock casino with a Hard Rock cafe and all that, and they have touring acts that come through there, but you know, obviously that's real music based, you know, with the big stage and the lights and everything.
I feel like Hard Rocks in Florida are like Starbucks everywhere else. There's so many Hard Rocks.
There are. That's true. We love Hard Rock in Florida. And when I was 16, they selected me as a Hard Rock ambassador. And so like I played shows at the Hard Rock, and I did an EP release there when I was 16, and they made this whole red carpet with my name on it.
Wow.
And the Hard Rock logo. I felt so famous, y'all. I was like, yes. And I was 16 just living in Tampa, but like there was a lot there because it's a city, it's a big city, and they also had that local music scene. And then St. Pete and Clearwater Beach, like the beach towns are not that far from Tampa. And I recorded my first EP that I released in high school over in St. Pete, and I started getting a little bit more plugged in with that music scene as well. And because of that whole thing over there, and WMNF, the radio station, would kind of cover both areas a little bit, and so they had just so many cool venues and places to play live all around, and open mic nights. So I started gigging professionally in Tampa when I was 15.
Wow.
And I started doing not every day, but every week after school, me and my little band in high school would play bars. We'd play 4-hour cover gigs when I was 15.
When you were 15.
And they would pay us like really crappy pay because it was just these bars in Tampa. And we were like these kids. I don't know. They let us in to play, and I was 15. I was underage, but like they would give us a bar tab, and I would just get like chips and dip.
You can have a bar tab. It's like cool,
neat. And I did that all throughout high school. And that's how I saved up to buy my first car in high school, was from gigging. And so I did that in Tampa at bars. Like they would do 4-hour cover gigs, you know, in Tampa at these places, and there were a few that I would just do every week, and you know, I'd make a few $100, and I did that all throughout high school. And so Tampa did have that really cool thing there, and thank God my parents let me do that. Like, I mean,
for real.
I'm glad my parents were always really great growing up, because like there's kids, you know, now that I work with that are like young and in high school or middle school that I meet, and some of them, you know, there's parents that will be the momager or the dadager or the, you know, somebody that's gonna like uproot their kids and move them, you know, to Nashville. And obviously there's so many stories in which that has worked great. There's Taylor Swift, and there's all sorts of different ones like that where, you know, the 13-year-old that's writing songs, their parents are like, oh, let's move to Nashville. And I think that's great, and like that is a journey and a story, but that's not my story, and my parents did not do that with me. Yeah, but we probably both knew like what we were doing when we were young.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I started like you. I started doing professional gigs at 15, and granted, it was through my high school.
Oh, okay.
Because my high school had this pop rock band.
Yeah.
Pop rock, jazz, though we did everything. But we would get hired for gigs.
Yeah, that is
So,
awesome. That's cool.
go.
I love the like supportive school systems, you know, in these places. But that's really important. That was very important too, to like not just the local music scene, but also just my like performing arts community that I had was awesome. I was definitely one of the few songwriter artists at the performing arts schools, because they're kind of focused on classical music or, you know, training in that way. Or like focused on a certain instrument or choir or whatever, and I never quite fit in at even there, because I was like, none of this is really getting to like the point of like why I'm here. But it was a great community, and there were other songwriters as well there. I was meeting that I wouldn't have been meeting if I wasn't in those, you know, communities.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, community is everything.
Oh, definitely.
Oh
and
my
having
gosh.
a support system.
Yeah, like back to your point, Nashville's a community, and the more you meet people, the more you go out, and the more you network, which is how we met.
Yeah.
The more people you're going to meet, the more connections you're going to make. So we've talked about Florida, we've talked about Lucky Money, we've talked about how you got here, we've talked about
a lot of things.
So I kind of want to ask some random questions to kind of like dig into your personality a little bit more, because everybody does the interview questions like tell us about your music, do this. You can learn about our music at the showcase October 10th at 3rd and Lindsley.
That's right.
Shameless plug.
Hang out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come to the show. I'm so excited. I love going to shows at 3rd and Lindsley, so I'm really excited to play. I've never played there, and so that'll be awesome.
Random question for you.
Yeah.
If you could have a dinner with any performer, any singer, any songwriter, alive or not alive, who would it be, and what would you order?
Okay, I love this. Miley Cyrus. My whole goal always...
You were ready. I love that.
Yes, I love her. And the whole reason I started writing songs is because I wanted to be Hannah Montana. And so, like, she's been this guiding light for me. And I like her philosophy on things, and I like her controversies. And I like her. I just like her and love her, and so I've always wanted to meet her. I'm like obsessed with her and her family. I'm like a crazy fan.
Miley, if you're listening.
I love her.
Or Billy Ray.
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus. I'm here in Nashville, so come say hi. You know? But yeah.
What do you think about her new song?
Oh, I love it. Used to be young. Yeah, I love that. Like, it's perfect. It's exactly.
I love that
where
she wears
she's
a
at.
Mickey Mouse t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that whole like nod to how she started. So Miley Cyrus is who you would have dinner with. What would you order?
You know, I was thinking, I don't know. I feel like I'm picturing in my head, like, me and Miley Cyrus, like, sitting down to have dinner, just the two of us. And I feel like if we're doing that, like, it would have to be somewhere fairly bougie. Like, I'd want to do something really nice with Miley Cyrus, because I like that too. I like going to, like, a steakhouse or a really nice place where we can get oysters, like a seafood tower, and get, like, a bottle of something, and get, like, a steak meal. Like, that's what I would envision.
Like,
with
100% bougie.
Yeah,
You didn't even go slightly bougie. You went seafood tower, steak, bottle service. Like.
Yeah, that's what we would do. Yes, that is the plan, and it would probably be, Miley, how does this sound to you? Would you like to come on a dinner date?
Miley, we would like your opinion on a seafood tower.
Right, yeah. I'm sure that you like it, right, Miley?
Who doesn't? People who are allergic to
people
seafood.
that don't like seafood. I don't know if she likes seafood. I don't know. I'm not that crazy of a fan. I don't, like, stalk all of her, like, you know,
I have no
allergies. but
people who know their favorite celebrities' allergies, I'm just like, how did you find that out?
Right.
Where was that information posted for you to discover that?
Right. I know. I don't know. That's weird to me. But I don't know that. But I feel like I filmed that frequently asked questions video at Gianni's in the Versace mansion.
Oh, everyone's been asking where you film that frequently. So go check it out on our Instagram at Music on the Move Studios or at Sarah Morey Music.
Yeah.
And go watch that video because she's at a very fancy place with this very large, very pretty drink in her hand.
Tequila.
Right. And just answering her frequently asked questions and talking about the showcase.
Yes.
And literally all the comments are, where are you? You were at the Versace mansion.
I was at the Versace mansion, and that's where I would take Miley Cyrus.
Can I come?
Yes, yes, please come.
Wait, so the Versace mansion has a restaurant?
Yes, it's called Gianni's, and me and my sister, who used to live in Miami, like, that's kind of our, like, thing. We like to go there, like, when we visit now, or, like, we would go there when I would go there and visit her in Miami, and she was a student down there, but it's kind of, like, a fun, we would do lunch there, but they also have a great dinner. I would do dinner with Miley at the Gianni.
My older brother lives in Fort Lauderdale. I'm coming to visit. We're going to Miami.
Yeah. So how could Miley refuse?
Miley! It's a Versace mansion! I know you own some Versace.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my gosh.
It's great.
Wow. Well, my mind was just blown. All right. Well, you can come hear Sarah and her music, which I was going to say sounds nothing like Miley Cyrus, but it's great.
I think I have a few on my upcoming EP in the new year that sounds like more like Hannah Montana.
Okay.
Like a Hannah Montana feel.
Okay, perfect. I can't wait. So why don't you tell everybody when to come, what code to enter, because there's a code for each artist where you can support them directly, and why you're excited about the showcase.
Yeah, so you guys can come on October 10th, and I'm so excited. I think doors are at 6 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
At 6 o'clock.
It's all posted, just go read it.
Yeah, the show will start after that, and you guys can come get your tequila and get your seats and hang out. But it's October 10th, and I am so excited that it's in October because I love Halloween. And my code is Sarah10. It's SARAH10. That's my code. It gets you 10% off the tickets, and who doesn't love a good discount? So that's your discount. It's got my name in it, and it's calling your name, so go use it.
Absolutely. Don't wait to grab tickets because they're going fast. So go to thirdandlindsley.com. It's posted everywhere on all of our socials, on our website. Go grab your tickets. Use code Sarah10 to support Sarah directly. And we will see you guys October 10th at Third and Lindsley. Thank you so much for doing this today.
Thanks, Erin. Thanks for having me, and I'm so excited. I can't wait.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.